Carlton, it is such an honor to have you on my show. How are you?
I'm good. Yeah, it's my pleasure. You sort of popping my cherry for my first Zoom
Oh, I
meeting.
love that. Well, thank you.
Yeah.
So it's funny because I could not think of a better person to have on my show on Halloween. I think you represent all things Halloween for people that are watching. They can see your background with all your beautiful decor. What are you going to be doing tonight for Halloween, by the way?
Well, actually, I'll take my son trick-or-treating. He's dressing up. What is he? Oh, he's a demented jester.
Ooh.
Then I'm going to a party with my friends.
And what will you dress as this year?
Well, this year, I love ravens. I am fascinated with ravens. For me, they represent the way that a phoenix for people represents the being born from the ashes again, sort of a rebirth, and that's what a raven is for me. So that's what I'm wearing. I mean, I'm not going to go in looking like, a black feathered chicken. It's just it'll be sort of like witchy, feathery-ish, I think.
Right.
Black eye.
Amazing. All right. Well, here's the thing. There's so many things that I could talk to you about, but I really want to keep the show to what is misunderstood about who this person is that we have come to know. And I think that you are one of the most interesting characters from the show Real Housewives of Beverly Hills because you had a real storyline. And even though you were on, was it only one season that you were on?
One season.
Yeah, I just feel like your character, who you are, is so interesting and different that I think a lot of people have a lot of questions. So it really is my honor to have you here and to ask you all about who you are. Before we get into this stuff about understanding witchcraft and paganism and being a Wiccan, I do want to ask you though, how did you get into the realm of the Bravo world? How did you even get cast?
Oh, it's a Bravo. Oh, well, I had a girlfriend of mine. This was okay. Now, keep in mind, this was 13 years ago, which is honestly, when I think about it, it makes my toes curl because I can't believe it was that long ago. But it was about 13 years ago, and a producer girlfriend of mine had said, would I ever consider doing reality TV? And it literally had just started. It wasn't even gaining any kind of momentum.
Mhm.
And at the time, I was studying acting, and I was like, hell no. It was like the kiss of death for any actor to do reality. And then she was persistent, and then I finally gave in. And that's sort of how it came about. And also, at the time, I was married for 15 years. I had three young children. I
Mhm.
was designing houses, but I felt like I was sort of insulated in this protective bubble of marriage and motherhood.
Mhm.
And I kind of felt like I was losing my identity. And I know that sounds negative, but it wasn't. I just felt like I was losing myself a bit. So I wanted to have something that was challenging, which it proved to be, and also something of my own. So yes, I gave.
Right. So then I am curious what your experience was. Did you like being on the show? Did you like the friends you made? Like, what was the experience like for you?
Well, the experience was kind of two parts. You were dealing with a network, you were dealing with Bravo, and
Mhm.
then you were also dealing with a group of women, which I was excited to, sort of do a show based upon women, which I did have preconceived ideas that I thought it would be a lot different. I had never watched a show because I knew how editing sort of skews people's perspectives, and I just didn't want to have those preconceived notions.
Mhm.
But yeah, so it was two parts. I dealt with Bravo, um, and that was one experience, and then the Housewives was truly another experience.
Right.
With Bravo, you know, you don't step into like the murky waters of Housewives thinking that you're going to control the narrative. Um, and if you do think that you do, you realize really, really quickly you have no control. Um, and
So
you know,
what do you mean by that? Did you soon see the narrative they wanted to create for you, or did you not see it until it was edited and it was playing back in front of you on TV?
well, look, I didn't think that I was a typical housewife. I never professed to be, I don't conform. I'm very opinionated. And so, yes, I had money, but it didn't change sort of my identity. So I knew that my my faith or my religion was definitely going to be a topic.
Right.
And I was very clear to them that the minute I felt like it was being exploitive, I would have an issue with it. So what would happen is they would shoot the scenes. You would weekly you would get a DVD at the time, and you would watch it on a Sunday night, and you would see exactly what they put together for that week's episode.
Oh,
And then you would have to write a blog, which, by the way, for me was the highlight of doing the show, because you got to sort of verbalize things that you couldn't say, or you didn't have the opportunity to say, or were edited out.
mm-hmm.
But I mean, look, a show like Housewives, they definitely want to highlight your worst moments. And usually that would involve alcohol.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and if I sort of sensed that a scene was going to be slightly manipulated, I was very aware of my alcohol intake. And then if I did get messy or anyone else got messy, it was on us, because nobody was force drinking us.
Right, right. Yeah, I understand that. Are you still friends with any of the cast members or people that you've met through that experience?
I mean, I've moved to Miami, so I did stay in contact with Brandy for a while, um, and Lisa somewhat, but really probably no. I mean, it's been a long time.
And do you watch the current seasons, the last couple seasons?
No, I don't know. No, I don't. I never watched it before.
Right.
I haven't. I actually do watch reality TV now, which I hadn't back then, because I was a snob, I guess, when it came to that.
What do you like watching now?
I love Survivor. I really do. I love the shows that are sort of the obstacle course shows,
Mm-hmm.
surviving the wilderness, that type of thing.
Right. Like, do you watch what is it, Naked and Afraid?
No, I haven't watched that. Which one
Oh,
is that?
you might like it. It's two people that have to go through the wilderness for 21 days completely naked.
Yeah, see, I that would make no. I know.
So I
Oh
guess you won't be doing that if they ask you to do
no. You could
it.
probably ask me to jump out a helicopter. That I'll do. But
Oh. So you could do one of those, you know how they have on Fox, I think it's like Fox Force 5 or whatever. It's the ensemble
yes,
cast of 20 people. And I
that
know
I
Dr. Drew was on it because he was on my show and he talked about having to jump out of a helicopter blindfolded and going backwards, which sounds terrible to me, but maybe you would like that.
oh my God, I would jump. Excuse the pun at the chance. Yeah, I am actually I'm scheduled with my daughter to take her skydiving next week. So for her,
Wow.
yeah, we did it on her 18th, which was her first time, not mine. And so we're doing it again. I've always I love heights. I love climbing outside buildings, especially when I was younger.
Wow.